Welcome back to the GLAC Studios oil painting tutorial. I'm Gomati Sivasankaran and we are in class 7 of Gaja Lakshmi painting. This is one of the 8 forms of Lakshmi avatars that are known for all the positive propensities of light. And this particular Lakshmi, Gaja refers to elephant. She's also known as the elephant goddess, and she is in a way representing all those positive attributes of life. Yes, and we have been working on this for a while. Let's quickly go over what have we done so far. We have done the layer 1, layer 2. Layer 2 was, what was the layer 2? Blocking and filling. And before that, what did we do? We had some, we planned on the idea and then executed the idea on the canvas. We did when we executed it, we used grids, isn't it? Planning and execution. That was grids. Then the moment we did the grids and sort of, plan was falling into place, the execution stage, we needed the help of layer 2 to sort of guide us to the nuance of, how this whole picture is going to look like. Yeah. So we did that blocking and filling with layer 2 and layer 3 we needed because the layer 2 was a flat image. We had to grow from the flat image to certain things, and that needed something called dark versus light, which was using a couple of tonalities or more to help show where is dark, where is possibly light, and such in layer 3. And when we finished layer 3, we gave it a break and then we got started with layer 4 in the last session. That was really building into the depth. We worked on the depth of Gaja Lakshmi's face and hands. Yeah, that's exactly where we worked. Also her hair. And you saw that there was a lot of details that we had to take care of. So we are going to continue on the same level of detailing and such in this class as well, but now we will work on the other elements around her and also her clothing and such. So we have a lot to take care of in this session, but we will not focus on jewelry. Anything to do with this picture that is not her face or body and also not her jewelry is what we are going to cover today. We will start with really lighter tonalities to get into this class. We are going to start with these beautiful elephants that are there. So that's exactly where we are going to start, and we will also be working on the background of this image somewhere towards the end of layer 4. Yeah, so let's get started with her elephants, and for that the colors are going to be, they are very light. They are titanium white, but they have a tiny bit of color tonality that will enhance and show all those details, which will be either pink or a little bit of pink or red. Crimson could help in the process. We could also use yellow ochre to highlight certain things if we want. Yeah, so majorly we will try to use the titanium white, but we will try to make sure that it doesn't look totally the, what do you call, the plastic kind of white. Brushes are going to be smaller numbers only most of the time, because just like the way we did our previous layer, you would have figured out that we have a lot of detailing to work on, so we will have less to do with larger brushes. Yes, so let's quickly get started. I am picking up my titanium white. I already have a bit of crimson and yellow ochre, also primary yellow in my palette from previous sessions. So I'm gonna stick to that, and if I need something I will just mention when I take it, but most of it that I would need, at least for now, is with me. So I am going to start with a flat brush number 1, and first of all, to the titanium white I will add a minute bit of yellow ochre to just turn the shade around. I don't want the pure white, titanium white at all, just a tiny bit, not too much. Have this ready, and I'll go for filling it just the way we filled it when we worked on her face. What did we do? We just fill things around, isn't it? So let's go ahead and fill things, and then we'll start working on some details, especially the eyes of the elephant, and the trunk and all those things. Yeah, we have a lot to work on. Oops. I guess this is a good size as well. So I'm going to stick to this, and cool. Fantastic. Right. Okay. Start filling it out. The other side as well, there's another elephant, the 2 elephants, we know that very well. I'm just gonna fill them in with this white first. Alright, so we are now ready to work on some of the details, and I need the help of a 0 brush, a 000 brush, or whatever you feel comfortable with this, a micro brush. I have a 000 brush with me. This is a 0, yeah, it's a 0 brush, yes. That is enough for me right now. I'm just wiping off, getting it ready, and I want to use the reference for understanding where the eye is going to be and how it's going to look like and such. And I think I have, let me check, I have a bit of I need burnt umber mixed with ivory black. So that's exactly what I want to have ready. A little bit of burnt umber and ivory black. I think we'll need that for details, isn't it? In so many places, it helps to have that combination done. It's okay to use just one of those colors to show your darkest of the darks, or eye and such, but it's just that somehow I have found it really nice to blend these colors, and the kind of darkness it evolves into it's one step down from the black, and I think I have also explained it in other videos that it really looks convincing in many ways. So that's exactly why I prefer that. So I'm going to look at where the eye is going to come and do that eyeball. Yes, so I think we are now focusing on the eye. So I'm just giving the eyeball first, and then doing the upper eye line. Let's see how she is looking at the upper eye line and also the under eye line like this. Yeah. So let's do that in the other side as well. The upper eye line and the under eye as well. Yeah. So there is some space that we need to define clearly, which is the eye that has to show the white as well. We need to work on that. But before we get on to that, let's see if there is any space where this darker tone can be placed, and there is one in that space that is just opening of the mouth. We could use this black and leave it there, because we will come soon to another color range. So these are the two zones that I would just leave it like that. And then now I would use the white again. So I'm going to wipe off my brush clean, or if you want, yeah, that's also a good idea to take another brush, or clean the brush if you want before we get on to the white. So let's do the very carefully placing that white zones inside the eye, yeah, the lighter zones inside the eye. So we have managed that now, and now the focus goes on to the elephant's trunk and other spaces that are slightly on the on the side where the shading is needed. Let's get started with that. So I am going to use a little bit of crimson, and I think I will use this ivory black also, and mix it slightly so it matches that blacky color that we used right now. So I want it to be slightly darker, so I'm adding tiny bit of black to the crimson, having it ready, and that's exactly what I'm going to use to start with that space on the lip line. Yeah, space in the lip line, and look at the way the mouth is going. Yeah, so there is this beautiful curve. Huh? I'm getting onto that and leaving it there. Leaving it there, and so that is what I'm building here with the lip. Yes, so I'm now taking that line through that trunk for the same tonality, because I'm going to blend them in and give the highlights in a short while. But before I do that, I will just go all the way up that curve that is closing in on the small little pot that is showering water on Gaja Lakshmi. So we have given that first. Let's do the same thing on the other side, and then so whatever we do, let's do it on both sides so we keep the pace. keeping that pace there. Yes. So. Okay, so we know the exercise starts here on the lip line and we go up like this. Mouth. And we take the trunk, circle, take it up like that. Good. So we have done that. And where else is that shade going to go through really sharp? That's exactly on the ear as well. So that section is kind of going to take some darker tonality. So I'm just drawing them first and then we will do the blending, mixing and such. Leaving it there. And the jawline, I want to just give that jawline a thin one. Yeah. Good. So where else do you think there could be a need? I think I'm going to use the shade ever so lightly underneath the line where the jewelry is, and I will also use this to show the legs line. Yeah, very thin. Yes, just done it, and I'm going to leave it as such now to start blending things around. Okay, I have my good old one brush number 1 that had this white. So I'm now going to use this to start blending. So let's start blending this here in the ear space. Can we do that? Yes. Ever so lightly blending it in and creating that inner ear space, giving you that feel. That worked. Can we do that in the other side as well? That is the inner ear space. Manage that. And I think I'll have to wipe off this brush because I just need this brush again. To do the white in some more places where I thought I should improve. Also here. Fine. And okay, shall we start blending a little more before? Okay, there's also one more thing, that is the ivory. Just fill that in there with white. Yes, so that's done. And let's now start blending in this pink. And the way I would blend it is that I would pull it towards the trunk, body of the trunk, and leave it slightly incomplete so it feels like there are, lines that are coming through from the middle of that trunk. So this looks fine, and I'm just going to work on the jaw as well, just to fill that in like this. And then the neck, blending that in the circular fashion to just show that highlight of jewelry spacing. And then I'll work on the legs. So now the highlights look okay, the work looks okay. We need to blend things in even further, so I'm just taking a little more of this titanium white mixed a little bit with yellow ochre and going on in those areas one more time and making sure that the blending is still, intact in those places. The shapes look fine and such before I get on to another set of detailing, So I guess we are ready for the next level of detailing tell us to go. What is that? That's going to be to work on the sharpness of the mouth and such. So I'm going to wipe off my zero brush clean. Taking a little bit more of the white, and then I will go on to doing that lip line again with the white and doing the curve again nicely. Doing the same thing here. I want to use the darkest of the color, the crimson that we did, for showing the tongue. Yes, we leave it there. Wiping off the brush again to take a bit of titanium white to give a streak there under the lip line there. One thing you will notice is that we keep on wiping off brushes or having to use frequently many brushes. So because there are really tiny effects that you want to give. I'm going to take a tiny bit of this burnt umber black to go on and give that contour lining ever so lightly, not too much, ever so lightly on the top. a thin lining, a thin definition only on the top that I'm trying to give, because we know the background is going to be slightly different and I want it to be, you know, clearly highlighted. I'm going to take some more white. I've wiped off the brush and I go over that line so that is getting blended in, but with a little extra white because it's going to soon convert into gray. You know that very well. So I'm just taking a little more white in my brush to just go on to that line and make it ever so light there. Yeah, that is done. Doing the same thing on the other side as well. Highlight is kind of blended in there. Good. And I want to use this ivory black burnt umber mixture a little bit also on those, you know, on that curve of that trunk where we did use crimson. We have done it, so I just want to do the, you know, darker highlight as well on top of it and pull some lines deliberately. We did pull the color out, so we have some stripes, strokes there. Yeah, I want to do that also with a bit of this shade. This is going to blend in with that crimson and give a nice darker, thicker effect there. Yeah. I think the trunk is kind of ready. Let's do the work on the ivory. The ivory has got a nice white. I'm adding wantedly now. I want a pure titanium white to go as a streak one more time on those. Yes, and now I will just use a little bit of ivory black to do the contours of that ivory. How interesting. Ivory black and ivory, yeah? So I think this kind of detail is okay. I want to use a bit of this ivory black also to do the contours of the legs, just like the way we did the forehead and the trunk. Tiny bit of it, and then we can use a little more of white to blend that in. Yeah, wiping off and taking the color and doing that. So these are minor details, but they will add on to doing the highlights nicely and refining the contours nicely, and it will help, you know, when we accentuate the whole structure of it when we start working on the background as well. Yeah. bit too dark, isn't it? So just going to use that there. That is the risk with black, you know, you cannot take off that excess fat. You can use this here. Taking away the excess dark and blending the color in. We need a bit more white to turn it around here. I guess now we can take the focus over to the clothing of Gaja Lakshmi and also the clothing of the elephant. Okay. So let's do the clothing. And I wanted, I think last time we mixed crimson and vermilion in it to do this kind of using crimson and a bit of vermilion. I'm going to take that and see if I could mix and bring a nice color palette to work with. And I'm going to fill it really plain, just the way we did it in the previous layer, because there's going to be a lot on jewelry coming in. So let's do this first. Fill it around with this color. I haven't decided on the jewelry, but it's going to be something that is, you know, Chinese tradition and such. So there's a research that I've done, and I have some pictures that I will share with you in the next class when we work on the jewelry. So I'm just leaving some spaces, but I'm not doing too much to the jewelry sections. Leaving them out, I'm working on the rest of the sections. I have only mixed a little bit of vermilion to crimson, and yeah, I think these colors are good enough right now. I have no specific adjustments to make as such. It's just that I need to take care of the dark versus light. So I've just filled in things, and the moment I am done filling in, I will start working on a bit of dark versus light as well. Yeah. The spacing. Okay, now the focus has to shift to the to where her hip is, and also where her legs are. So that's I've done the filling here. I'm going to use the same color to fill in the clothing of both the elephants. I'll remember the sides too because they're coming from the sides. In this side, I just need to see how this side of it is. To be sure of this and then come back and work on. I need my zero brush and take that darker color to do the contours of the ear now, because that was something missing from previous. Previous layer. I think we couldn't do that ear contours surely. I'm just going to give that now because there was a lot of, changes that I wanted to make, or maybe I didn't keep those contours clearly, so I'm just keeping them now and wipe off this brush to add enough of titanium white also added, and I'm just going to bring in that black or ivory black mixed with burnt umber in that ear. Need a bit more of that. Good. I think the ear is done, and now we can move on to now we can move on to the clothing again. We need shading. Yes, we need shading on this clothing. Remember, we used that crimson mixed with ivory black. Could we take that to do the contours? Not fully, just watch out where exactly I'm using my zero brush to blend things in also right away. Can you see? I'm giving it on this shoulder line first. I am using that for her hip line. On top of her belt. The neckline, I think I'm not going to do much on the neckline right away because I want to see what I choose to work on as her jewelry, and then I can adjust things around. So I'm just going to leave that unattended right away and move on to her legs, the shape of that, the fold of her leg and the curve of that knee and such, and start blending things in. You want to blend it in such a manner that it starts looking velvety, so you can use a bit of white if you want in lightening things up, but also remember that it turns pink very easily, slightly on the grayish side because it's got black. So you could use, but only sporadically, or maybe even less. I have not started using white yet. I'm just continuing with the black and the ivory black and the crimson. Maybe a touch of white. Let's see. To lighten up in some of those places where I want the highlights, or where I want to show the light is falling on her. But I would stick to minimal places, and yeah, I'm just giving it a flash in also the the clothing of the elephants with the white, and then I'm just gonna blend things in. Yeah, I just don't want to look totally on the pinky side, so I'm just gonna take a little more of crimson if needed to blend things in. Yeah. The lotus is also going to turn pink, so there's something there. So do not turn this also into pink. It should be slightly lighter in the places where there is light falling. It makes sense, but rest assured, we just want it to look totally on the yeah, on the brighter side. Yeah. So done that, and wherever it has gone slightly light on the pinky side, I will take the help of crimson or even vermilion sometimes to give it another tonality. Yeah, that will help. So I'm going to take vermilion a bit more, and I'm still using my brush. This is brush 0 brown. That's what I'm using. And I'm just going to go over with this vermilion now in those sections where I highlighted. Done. I think the highlights here are done. With respect to the clothing on the elephants, there is a need of this darker tonality because we have done the lighter ones, not the darker ones. So I'm taking the black with the crimson and going over the contours just before the you know, the silk, there is some silk work also. So there are borders to this clothing that is put on the elephant. So that's where we did the, what did we do? We did the yellow ochre, isn't it? We used yellow ochre there. So I've done this. I'm just going to blend it in ever so lightly. See that from the side, yes. Blending it in ever so lightly. Yeah. Good. So we are done with the base or the work on layer 4 for the elephant. We have left all the silk area, gold, that is known. Clothing of Gaja Lakshmi also we have done. Now let's focus on the lotus flower and then come to certain elements of gold, leaving out some jewelry parts. That's going to be, you know, a bit of work there. So the lotus flower, this time, because this is it's a lot of red there, and she's got a, you know, shine like that in like the color that we have chosen here. So I want the lotus flower to be really on the lighter side. That is one. I'm just looking at the way the lotus flower is built. Do I need to do adjustments? Yes or no? I think it is kind of okay, not a big shift, but the color has to really come down into a lighter space. So I just want the lotus to be on a whitey note with the pinky, you know, the red or the crimson effect showing, so that it kind of, you know, gels well and doesn't attract attention too much. So that's the plan. Or, you know, because everything is pink, everything turns red and pink, and it doesn't look in sync sometimes. So I am taking another brush. I think I have brush number 1 round, and I want to take, actually I can continue to use the same brush. 0 round, yeah, fine. So I have my titanium white, and to that I have mixed whatever is there in the brush, so it's just turning lighter pink, really. And I'm going to use this lighter pink and go ahead to do the shapes one more time, filling one more time. But this time, you know, before filling, there's something I want to show you. See, from her hands and also from the pot, there's going to be gold falling in. So whatever there is going to be a lot of light, and that's exactly why I want also this flower to show a lot of light in the front, and the sides can be slightly darker. And also that is the logic in this picture as well, because there is brightness coming from the gold. So keeping that in mind also, it gives a good idea that we make this tonality totally lighter. Using a bit more of that white and lightening it up and filling it in. Nicely. I'm going to push this slightly up so you see a little more. Cool. Fantastic. Yes, let's get ahead with this. Moving on to filling in. I'm just going to do the contours once, and then we'll start filling things in. Yeah. And from here, the cup kind of goes up, and that's the angle I want to keep up. Alright, here. Tad bit bigger here, possibly. And these are the small petals that are coming out, shooting out from the bottom. Cool. So I have kind of marked things, and also on the side that is, right behind her. So to just show that she is seated inside, so we're just using that. Petals from behind as well. Marked everything. Now I'm ready to start filling in and shading them. Yeah. So filling in the white. It's turning slightly pink, very light. Okay, good. So now the petals that are on the sides need to be slightly on the darker. So I'm taking a bit more of crimson and wantedly pulling things in. So this shade is turning slightly darker. And when I go here on this side, I will take the even more darkest turn. I'm taking that color that I used with, where the black was mixed a little bit, boldly. We are going to take a little bit of ivory black also in the storyline, so be ready for that. Alright, and let's do the same thing on the bottom ones as well. So I'm taking the darker one, darker root on the sides. when we get to the center, we can make it look slightly lighter. And I'm going to use more of crimson to go behind all those petals that are right behind Gaja Lakshmi. Yeah, I guess we have a kind of structure. Now we need a tiny bit of black. Yeah, be very careful with this, but this is going to be fun. So I'm just taking a bit of black in the tip of my brush. I have brush number 0, and I'm just going to go in this area where the contours are and leave it like that. Yeah, leave the dots there, and then I'll quickly start blending them in. So I am taking the black and blending it in on the side of this beautiful petal there, darkening it up boldly, and using that black, maybe taking it a little further and dropping it there to give the effect of the petal there. It's coming off. I'll use that dark in between here, but it's already turning slightly gray, and that is enough for me to show the shade. Looks cool, and now I want to do the same exercise on the small little flowers that she is holding in her hand. There are 2, so let's work on that. So I'm just wiping off my brush because I need that whitey pink or whatever color that we created for the front. For the petals here, doing the petals really quick, real quick for the petals, and then take crimson to give the contours. Tiny bit of black at the center to pull around in places that are on the sides. Yes. Now let's sharpen things because they are looking slightly generic. Let's take the 0 brush to work on the contours now. Blending things in, so you don't want to create new contours or new lines or something. Just blend things in, sharpen things up. If you think things are mixed up, blend them in nicely, neatly, so you can differentiate between what is flower, what is the where is the little girl and such. Yeah. guess this was the, in a way, this is detailing, but this is also fun detailing for me. I don't know how you go about this. For me, working on the face and such details, I'm a little more conscious of, and I try to focus a little more. Maybe I take it a little more seriously. Maybe I should take everything seriously, but I do that. I don't know about you, how you feel about this particular class today. Share your thoughts. Yeah. But the way I go about it, once you have the face and the structure showing up, it also creates the interest. And once that is there, you want to align other elements in relation to what you see here in the central character. I hope you like the structure of these lessons that I am putting in, the way we are breaking down layers and going about doing this detailing. Yeah, so we will have one more layer of finish to go with. For now, I think we are ready to. I'm just doing the finesse of the flowers here in her hand. And we need one more thing. I have olive green with me on my palette. If not, you can use, you can take it. If you do not have it, take the color olive green or any green. The reason is I need to use this here in the tip of the flower here to kind of show this line coming through. She is holding it like this, isn't it? So I've done that on one side. The other side I will do right away. Yes. So that is done. And now let's focus on some gold work, and that is on the plate, that's right in the front. So I'm just going to do some detailing there to start with, and then we'll work on the jewelry in the next class. So this is yellow ochre, but look at the way things are placed. So I'm going to take a lot of primary yellow first. I have primary yellow. I'm just going to give one finish of primary yellow on top of this yellow ochre that we have done before. On the plate structure, yeah. So I've done this, and I'm using my zero brush still. I'll go over and fill this in a circular manner with the yellow ochre ever so lightly mixed with primary yellow. So it's mostly primary yellow that is slightly, shown here, but it's got a bit of yellow ochre in it. I'm just going in circles like this, filling it really odd, so that when we work on the gold in details, then it really, shows up like the gold coins. We are able to mold them into those gold coins, very quickly. So that's how I have done this. See? So I've filled it in like this, and I am going to use a tiny bit of burnt umber in my tip of my zero brush to go over and deepen some sections to give the effect that there is, one falling on top of the other, and there is this darkness and such, creating that effect ever so lightly, suggestively. And I'm keeping that motion of circles, so it's not straight lines there. So there is one more detail for us to work on before we close today's session, which is relating to something that she's got in her hair that I think we saw in the picture as a reference. I really like these ribbons that she's got, and I wanted to use that, and I was just thinking, how to use this best. So I'm going to get started with there is red. We have red shades that we had done already. So I'm going to use some colors to start building the other range of ribbons that she's got. So I start with the yellow that we just used for the gold to do some sort of spots to leave in yellow, bright yellow. Leave it like that. I think we will stop somewhere over here. So I'm just gonna make a line so we remember where the design has to stop. I've made a couple of yellow dots now, and I think I need light pink and also green. So I'm taking olive green a little bit and blending it with this primary yellow to get that green, lighter green. And I'm going to use those green shots also there. It's got beautiful ribbon. So I've done that. Green. What else? There is blue, there is light pink. Let me do that as well. Light pink we used a lot for the flowers, the lotus flowers. I'm just gonna quickly dip that and throw that in. I think the light blue will be awesome to add now. Yeah. So I'm going to take primary blue mixing it with white to lighten it up, and use that in some of those sections. Nicely showing up there, huh? Good. That's a wonderful multicolored ribbon, huh? So we have got that, and I think this is the right time for us to make a stop and yeah, let it sit so we can focus on the rest of the jewelry and details in the next session. Yes, I hope you have liked this and hope you have found it interesting to work on also and enjoyed it as much as I did. Let's meet up in the next session for some more details on layer 4, focusing especially on the jewelry, on Chinese jewelry. Let's do that, and until we meet up in the next session, stay blessed, stay happy, stay healthy, stay motivated. See you. Bye bye.